Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's Appraisal Buzzcast. I'm Jim Morrison, and with me, as always, is our host, Hal Humphreys. Hey, Hal, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Jim. As you can see, I'm coming to you live to tape from the Buffalo River here in Tennessee. I've snuck out to the woods to get some quiet time, so I'm doing fantastic.
Well, we're glad you can join us. The internet's working great, so we can do all this remote. We have an exciting guest today. We're talking with Loren Cooke, the president of Solidifi. Let me bring him in. Hey, Loren.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi, Loren. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. You know, we've had you on as a guest before, and we're excited
You're
to
having me back, so obviously I
Yeah.
hope I did something right. The fact that you're having me back, so I
We're
appreciate it.
thrilled to have you back. You know, for our new listeners, we've been gaining listeners over the past year or so. For our new listeners that don't know who you are, give us a real quick, detail of who you are, how you got into this crazy appraisal space.
Right. So Loren Cooke, president of Solidifi. I've been working with Solidifi now for more than 15 years. It's been an unbelievable ride. I'm very honored to work there. I look at how I got into this crazy space. Who basically wakes up one day saying they're going to go into the mortgage services market, and into the valuation space specifically. And I was fresh out of college, looking to pay off my student loans, and needed a job. And this is going to date me. This is going to, there's lots of filters on this right now from a Zoom perspective, but it is going to date me a bit in that I opened up the newspaper, and I applied for an ad at my local credit bureau, if you can imagine.
Okay.
And for some bizarre reason, they hired me. And I was very fortunate that I had an unbelievable mentor who has since passed, but one of my first mentors in my career who took me under her wing, and showed me the ropes, and I've never looked back. And then we were bought by Equifax, of course, when they consolidated all the credit bureaus across the U.S. and have not looked back, and literally have not left the industry since. I then did a stint at a loans origination system, and then moved over into Solidifi. So I've spent my entire career, if you will, in this wonderful space.
So it's properly a story of I was young, I needed the money.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, pretty much. And I'm very grateful. Let me tell you, I'm very, very grateful every day. But
I love
yes.
it. Well, look, we're going to be seeing you very soon at Evaluation Expo. I cannot wait for that. And I understand you have a little bit of exciting news. Tell us really quickly what that is.
Sure. Yeah, we've got we're very proud that we're going to be sponsoring another half-day session showcasing the Appraiser Diversity Initiative, and going to be talking a lot about some of the great steps that the industry has taken around bringing some more diverse individuals into the appraiser community.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And we are Appraiser Learning, Storyboard EMP, the company that owns Appraiser Learning. We are partners now with the ADI. We are fans of the program. I'm absolutely tickled you're going to be there. Let's do this. I'm going to take a quick break here for one of our commercial sponsors, and we will be right back.
LIA Administrators and Insurance Services, serving valuation professionals since 1978. We provide E&O insurance with a commitment to superior customer service, outstanding liability education, and unmatched claim defense, benefiting over 10,000 real estate professionals nationwide. Explore our exclusive Appraiser Liability Education by Peter Christensen and cost-effective seminars designed to foster your growth. Our underwriters, with an average of 26 years of experience each, are dedicated to supporting appraisers. Visit liability.com to discover how LIA can safeguard your business.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Appraisal Buzz. I'm your host, Hal Humphreys, and I'm joined today by my friend Loren Cooke from Solidifi. Loren, thank you again for taking the time to be here. You know, just before the break, you mentioned you are going to be sponsoring a half-day event, workshop for the ADI. Tell us what that means.
Sure. So the title of this seminar, the half-day seminar, is called Opening the Doors. It's how the Appraiser Diversity Initiative and the industry leaders are fostering diversity in the appraiser profession. It's going to be on the Monday. It's going to be in the afternoon, starting around noon. I think the one great thing for all of your listeners who are going to be at Val Expo is this year, it's going to qualify for CE credits. So I think that's also another great advantage. And we want to fill as many people as we can in the room to get our message out. We're going to have that's a long afternoon to fill, but it is jam-packed with panelists and speakers. We're going to have a diversity deep dive and overview around ADI and this amazing success that the ADI program has had to date, and really its short time that it's been around, just amazing success. We're also going to have some information, a lender perspective on the panel as well. There's a great initiative, a roundtable that the OCC has called Project Reach. And there's actually a subcommittee within Project Reach that is really focused around appraiser diversity. So again, the message is getting out and it's really being taken seriously, not just around ADI, but by many participants. And we're going to hear from lenders on how they are, working through Project Reach as well as working internally, how they're making, big inroads around appraiser diversity as far as what they can control and what they can actually push forward. And then probably my favorite part of the day is going to be, mentorship works. And I like to remind, the appraiser community that you got to where you are today because you had a great supervisor and you had great mentors. And, we're going to be talking a lot around and bringing in some great speakers who are supervisors to really show how the business model works. I think one of the biggest challenges we have, and it's no secret, one of the biggest challenges we have in our industry is getting enough supervisors out there to bring in and to give the trainees their enough hours so they can get their licensing. And especially in these market conditions, it's very challenging. So to bring in supervisors who have had very successful, we'll call them business models, and even some retirement models, and I hope that'll perk the ears up from a lot of people that are listening today on how they can basically kind of move forward, and then also talk to some of the advisors. Because a lot of people that I talk to want to get involved, but maybe don't have the financial means to be a supervisor. They don't have the financial means to write a big check, but they are a great appraiser. And we need advisors through ADI and through the trainee program. And so there's a great way that you can volunteer a little bit of your time. It's not a lot. And so really to bring in this, and then obviously, of course, hear from the some of the recipients of the scholarship winners through ADI and just their amazing success they've had and their stories. So it's going to be a really jam-packed. It's going to be, again, it's a good three and a half hours. It's going to be a long day, but it's going to go fast. We've got it absolutely jam-packed, hopefully highly entertaining. And then of course, like we always do, we always end with a, kind of an hour-long social at the end with an open bar. And we know that our community loves an open bar. So definitely, hopefully there'll be a lot of people coming to contribute and to listen.
I love it. I had the opportunity to be in Philadelphia recently with the ADI for one of their workshops.
Oh, great.
Got to speak to some of the scholars, the recipients of the scholarship funds, just to see the number of people in a room that are interested about this profession that, like, I grew up in the business. My father was an appraiser. I kind of came to it the old school way. But even me, when I was a kid going through university, like appraisal was just what dad did. I didn't know I was going to go into it. I was thinking of like a real job. And then I figured out appraisal is fun. It's fantastic. It's a great way to earn a living.
A great career.
And I still to this day love it. And I'm so excited to see, younger, diverse people looking at this pathway as an option. And the ADI is doing a fantastic job of that.
They really are, and filling the rooms. I mean, looking at these sessions they're doing around the country, you mentioned Philadelphia, they do multiple sessions in conjunction with the National Urban League. And, having like 50 to 100 people come out to the industry to these sessions to actually learn about the industry and what it means to be an appraiser and what a great career it is. Especially for an entrepreneur. It's a great career.
There was one participant at the Philadelphia workshop who had driven halfway across the country because he wanted to learn about the appraisal profession. Wow. And I was so impressed with that. So I'm really excited about this. Let's do this. I want to take a real quick break and hear from one of our sponsors, and then we'll come back.
The Dictionary of Real Estate Appraisal, 7th edition, is a landmark text that reflects the depth and breadth of appraisal knowledge. Each entry, definition, and reference has been painstakingly researched and designed to reflect an expert understanding of issues that currently impact the profession. The new dictionary is an essential authoritative resource for all appraisers. The dictionary is divided into 2 sections, an alphabetical listing of terms directly related to real estate appraisal, and an addendum with topical glossaries and compilations of terms used by related real estate professionals. Find it at appraisalinstitute.org/dictionary7.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Appraisal Buzz. I'm your host, Hal Humphreys. I'm joined today by Loren Cooke. We just got through talking about the half-day ADI session that you guys are going to be hosting, and I'm really excited about that. Loren, we've got some new things going on at this Valuation Expo. We are so excited about it. It's going to be a little bit of a quicker paced segments. We've got industry leaders. We're going to have you as one of the keynote speakers. We're calling them VET talks. I honestly, Jim Morrison, if you're still in the room, hop in real quick and tell us what VET stands for.
Valuation, Education, and Technology.
Perfect.
And it's mostly industry vets that are giving them, so it's a double entendre.
That just means I'm old, Jim. That just means I'm old. I don't know how I take that, but I'll take it, I guess.
So instead of TED Talks, we have Vet Talks, and I'm really excited about this. And you know, the thing that makes me so happy is Solidifi has joined us as a platinum sponsor this year. You're going to be on the stage by yourself, giving one of these VET talks. I'm really excited to hear what you have to say. Can you give our listeners like the top reason from you why they should come to Val Expo this year?
Listen, I think, this is one of the most exciting times that I can certainly remember in my entire career being in this space, that it's actually exciting to be in valuations. Not that it wasn't before, because it was a great career, great industry. There is so much amazing, exciting change hitting our industry right now, almost at like an unbearable pace. I think to some, it's going to feel that a little bit. And so I think there is so much to talk about. We've got, new forms coming down the pipeline, right? Very, in the next 12 months, which I know, form design is probably not the most exciting topic to most people outside of our space. But for those inside our space, it's a big deal. And, there's new forms coming, there's training, the old 1004 form is gone, right? In the old days of trying to evolve, everything gets thrown into the addendum. If you were to give a 1004 to someone that's not in our space, they wouldn't know where to start. And so to be able to actually, provide, more data points, more information, it just better flow. It's going to make appraisers more efficient. That's just one area, right? And then of course you've got ADI, which is coming up, which is big. You've got new products, which we know are coming in for the first time in, ever since waivers were introduced into the space, which again isn't an appraiser-driven, obviously product, but there's new appraiser-driven products coming in that are, for the first time ever into our space. So those are slowly starting to, get some traction. So there's just a tremendous amount of things to talk about. There's new technologies, that are coming out now to appraisers that, there's so many options out there now for appraisers to be utilizing, again, not necessarily about just change to change, but just to make them more efficient. They can get more done. They can make more money. Who doesn't want to make more money? From that perspective. So,
yeah.
There's lots of opportunities. It's just a really exciting time, frankly, to be in this space. So to come to Val Expo, you've got, access to all the technology, new technology vendors that are out there. There's tremendous amount of sessions. You guys have done an amazing job, lining up some great sessions, some great speakers. And I think it's a phenomenal opportunity. This is not the one to miss. I know Vegas in the middle of summer is probably not on everyone's, hit list, but it's not, this is not the one to miss. This is a good one to hit.
I will say this about Vegas in the summer. I hear people complain it's too hot in Vegas. Nobody ever goes outside. It's Las Vegas. You're inside the whole time.
You never go outside anyways.
Look, there is massive change going on in this industry. We've got, you mentioned the fact that most of us as appraisers consider ourselves entrepreneurs. Most of the people that are coming as exhibitors and technology exhibitors consider themselves entrepreneurs. We've got an entrepreneurial bent this year. I'm really excited about Val Expo, and I know for appraisers, for anyone, change can be daunting. It can be frightening. It can be a number of things. But I'm one of my mentors back in the day. His name was Pat McGuigan. He's still here in Nashville. His sons are in the appraisal business today. Pat told me, this is probably 30 years ago. He said, Hal, if there's a new software out or a new program or a new product that makes you more efficient, buy it sooner than later. He told me this 30 years ago, and it was some of the best advice I ever got. So again, Loren, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. And for those of you listening, please come join us at Val Expo. We'd love to see you there. You get to meet all of the players in the space. You get to meet, Loren will be there. His team will be there from Solidifi. We'll have other AMCs in the room. We'll have GSEs in the room. We'll have technology providers in the room. It will be an amazing time. And if nothing else, being able to be in the general session and hear what the industry thought leaders have to say is going to be fun. Loren, thank you. Jim Morrison, do we have anything else we need to cover?
A couple things. So I don't want to bury the lead on this. Thanks to Solidifi, this class is free. I don't think we mentioned that. So, there's no cost for 3 hours of CE. It's very difficult to get free CE as a appraiser.
Free is good.
We appreciate Solidifi hosting that and sponsoring it, as well as the open bar, which we did cover that. But
and when you say open bar, does that mean free as well?
that would be free as well. Yes.
I'm there.
So if you're already registered for Val Expo and you want to add this, call us. Karen Connolly can get your registration fixed. Her number's 513-490-0226 or Karen@storyboardemp.com. And then if you haven't registered yet, go to valuationexpo.com/register. Look for the Solidifi logo when you're registering and click attend this session, and you'll add that to your registration at no additional cost.
Great.
Awesome. Loren, thank you again so very much for being here with us today.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Cheers. Jim, if we don't have anything else, I'm going to go ahead and say, on behalf of Jim Morrison and Loren Cooke, I'm Hal Humphreys. You've been listening to the Appraisal Buzz. That is your Appraisal Buzz for this week.